Hello, everyone, and welcome to episode 83 of the WMMA 5 series here on the channel. As it is Pride 37, Beast in the East. It's finally here. It's fucking Brock Lesnar's debut, taking on Yoshihiro Takayama to kick off the show. That's fucking so much fun. I cannot wait to see how that one plays out. I'm assuming Brock's gonna beat the shit out of him, but you never really know. I'm hoping for a Don Fry Takayama type of performance, but I highly doubt that's going to happen. Thanks for that, for the Windows Update notification. Thanks a lot. All right. So before we get into that, though, we do have a good bit of pieces of mail there. 25 pieces. We signed Rory McDonald. Hell yeah, 18-year-old Rory McDonald. I don't think he's even had a fight yet. Yeah, he's 0-0. Yeah, hasn't had a fight yet. Obviously, we're hoping for a Robbie Lawler, Rory McDonald somewhere down the line. We'll have to wait a little bit, though, obviously, because, Roy still hasn't even had his first fight. We should probably send him down to Pride FC, or not to Pride FC, rather, we should send him down the rings. Would probably be the best idea for him. But I know maybe we do have a couple of new signees, though, so maybe we'll be able to throw him onto a prelim card and just kind of see how he does. As we have another new signee, Kevin Casey. Muhammad Ali's son-in-law, Kevin Casey, Tough 17 alumnus, which is crazy to think about, because, Tough 7 would air, the next month if this was, obviously taking this into IRL time. That aired, I think the first episode was, September 20th, 2007. So it's just kind of crazy to think about. Obviously, that's the Gaslam, Uriah Hall season. Kevin Casey, man, what a unique, individual. Just, first of all, for a guy who debuts in September for a K1 show, and then goes on to, go on The Ultimate Fighter, a couple of years afterwards, almost, not even, 10 years afterwards, for Tough 17. In his last 5 fights, he's, I want to say, maybe not even last 5. No, yeah, we'll go with last 5. He has a no contest the first 11 seconds of the fight. He gets eye poked and can't continue. He loses, then has a split draw, loses to Sam Alvey, and then has another draw, and then loses again by TKO and Bellator to end out his career. Just kind of crazy that you have your last 5 fights and it's 0, 3, and 2. It's just kind of a interesting record. But all in all, he was 9-6-2. I mean, obviously, I think he has the skills to kind of put it all together. It just kind of was if you run his career 10 times, I think that's kind of the worst he ever does in his career. We'll see what happens here in this month, though. Maybe he does about the same, maybe he does worse, maybe he does better. Who knows? As Alex Schoonover left Minnesota Martial Arts Academy, Alan Goes has left Hoos Valley Tudo, as Scott Hines extended him. We signed Audrey Gracie, which, another Gracie. We had all this, and then we got Audrey, so, I mean, we keep it coming. We keep the Graces going. I think we're going to keep both of them in Pride FC. I mean, the thing about Audrey Gracie is he's got the size. I always thought he had the size and potential to be actually, really good in, mixed martial arts and whatnot, at being 6'4", and I thought he could have been a guy to bring back the Gracie name into Pride FC, or not really in the Pride FC, just kind of in the MMA world again. It's just tough, because, obviously everybody has progressed so much more than the Gracies did in the mid and early, the early 90s into the late 90s into the early 2000s. Just kind of felt like everybody finally started coming together and getting more, actually, well-rounded training and whatnot, and everybody started being on the same kind of wavelength as far as jiu-jitsu skills. So they weren't such a higher echelon type of family anymore. But, we'll see what happens with that. So far, every Gracie that there's ever been in this mod has done terrible. So he's got quite the reputation to uphold if he wants to try to break that. Mark Hughes is taking a fucking hiatus right in the middle of a 4-1, winning. They just lost to Little Nog by split decision, which was tough. But, I mean, he's had so many poor fights as of late. And really his only, his best fight was an America Local Legion show. It's weird because I think he has, obviously, the skill set, because you look at his, record as a whole, 15-6. That's really, really good. He hasn't faced a lot of big names, But still, he's beaten some guys, even though they're by split decision. Still some names, with Chris Lieben, Stefan Bonner, Guy Metzger even, Josh Rafferty. Maybe not some big names, but still, not tomato cans, guys who've actually won some fights and whatnot. We'll see. Obviously, usually most hiatuses take about a year. So he'll probably be back in 2008, and we'll see what happens to that middleweight division, how that's shaping up when he comes back. Chad Saunders left Extreme Couture, Josh Barnett left Roof Sport, we extended Mark Hughes, extended Rafael Dos Anjos, Ricardo Arona, even though we probably shouldn't on that one, and we extended Josh Barnett, who has joined the Military Fighting Systems after leaving Roof Sport, extended Diego Sanchez, Jake Ellenberg, Nate Corey, Ramiro Sato, Wanda Braga, a lot of extensions, Daisuke Nakamura, Dan Hardy, Gabriel Gonzaga, Guillermo Melendez, and we signed back Michael Bisping. He wasn't on an exclusive, so we figured, hey, might as well make that exclusive, He is still hurt. He's only out for 18 more days. Poor guy. He's only had one fight, and probably he's been in the mod since 2004. So just kind of injuries and kind of being stuck in Pride of Sea. But we're going to send him down to Rings, presumably, and have him fight down there. We'll probably send him and Roy McDonald now I'm thinking about it, because we don't really need so many, young guys in Pride of Sea. That's kind of what Rings is for, to have those younger guys be able to get some fights in. Also Kevin Gacy, too. That's another name we should probably send down. And then we have Dong Sik Yon, as Dong Sik Yon, 5-2, 34 years old, so a little older in the middleweight side. We brought him up just from, he's had 3 really good fights in Rings. He lost to Nate Corey, but Nate Corey seems like he's on a fucking warpath right now. He's beating Chung Lee, and he's beating Joni Carter. That's fun. He's a guy who throws some exciting fights out there, so you can never really beat that. And he's a judo, South Korean, middleweight, so he should match up well with a lot of guys. So it should be a fun, just as far as matchmaking perspective, he's a fun guy to have, I think, and he's got some momentum his way, even though he's 34, he's not going to be around forever, but our middleweight division we got some older guys in there, so at least it's not I would say the lightweight division is definitely, as far as that so many young guys are there. There's maybe 1 or 2 guys that are above the age of 30 in that division. Most of them are young guys, but middleweight division's a little bit easier to kind of navigate if you're an older guy. But yeah, that's everybody that's going on there. We'll just go ahead and do this because we're here. Just to we'll go ahead and send a couple of people down. So yeah, we'll send down Bisping so we can get a fight. We're gonna send down Kevin Gacy while we're here. And that's crazy. Kevin Randleman does not have a picture. That's not good, as we must have already sent him down. Yeah, we must have already. Alright, so we already sent Kevin Casey down, and send down Roy McDonald while we're here. Good call. So just kind of, this is kind of our roster in Rings right now. Pretty solid size. Vanderlei Silva, we got him down there. He just knocked out somebody in a minute. Probably got him in the Muay Thai clinch and kneed the shit out of him. But yeah, we're just kind of waiting for that momentum to get a little bit back up. Right now, he's probably going to schedule another fight relatively soon. He'll probably win that one as well, and then we'll bring him back up. And to just kind of see where he's at as far as, he's still 31, so we're not too crazy about him getting rushed back in. Bob Sapp actually won a fight in Rings, which is crazy to think about, and that's awesome. We'll probably bring him back I want him to take on Brock Lesnar. I just want to see that happen. So we'll see what happens as far as how this fight with Takayama goes for Brock. Bob Sapp's out for 1 more day, so he'll be back and ready to go. I'm sure Rings will probably schedule him for a fight, and obviously it just kind of all depends on how Brock does and whatnot as far as going forward. Will he take on Bob Sapp? I hope so. Hope we can make that happen. So yeah, without further ado, I think we went through everything, and we can run this show. As, yeah, the card. Middleweight title fight in the main event. Quentin Rampage Jackson taking on Merlio and Ninja Hua. I mean, that is so much fun. I'm so happy to see Quentin in the main event and in a middleweight title fight. A guy who it's taken a little maybe too long for him to get into the main event scene of Pride of Sea. Especially after going so far in the middleweight Grand Prix. We probably should have kept him as a heavyweight contender. Or not really as a heavyweight contender, just a middleweight main event contender guy. But, he went through Alan Goes again, and Alan Goes kind of beat him twice after the draw, and then the Anderson Silva fiasco where they drew, and then he lost to him again. But now he's on the right track, and he's looking to take on Merlio. That's going to be a fun fight in the co-main event. Simi Chalet and Fedor, Emelianenko. Man, 30 pounds is Fedor giving up, but he's no stranger to giving up a lot of weight in there. Just lost to Ben Rothwell, in February? At the second ever worldwide show. Looking to come back and bounce back. Simi Chalet, a guy who finally got back in Pride FC after going into the UFC, and now he's dealing with Fedor now after losing to Big Nog in his comeback. It's a tough one, too, to go after being gone for so long. Jens Pulver and Joe Hurley, lightweight belt, as is Kenny Floyd and Yves Edwards. Ray Cefo and Jerome Leibana. Ray Cefo, Sugarfoot Cefo, a K1 kickboxing dude. That's going to be a lot of fun. Him and Jerome Leibana, that's going to be a fun fight there. And also, obviously, Brock Lesnar, Yoshihiro Takayama. We got some big motherfuckers on this card. We have 5 guys that are weighing in above 260 pounds. That's a lot of mass. That is a lot of mass. In the prelims, Clay Guida taking on Leonardo Santos, which is obviously crazy, as Clay Guida was just on, well, I guess it'd be a couple of weeks now, the UFC in Las Vegas. He was on one of those fight cards, the co-main event, and went the distance. Just kind of crazy how far he has come. And obviously an absolute fucking legend and a savage in Clay Guida and Leonardo Santos. That's a tough fight. It's a very tough fight for Clay Guida. Shane Carwin taking on Tom Erickson, a couple of fucking wrestlers in there, so that we not only have 5, we have 7 guys that are weighing in above 260 pounds. That is crazy. That is insane. Some big fucking horses are on this card. That is for fucking sure. As Merlio's making his second defense, looking to make his second defense of the Prime Middleweight title. They fought once before. It's the co-main of the Final Conflict show in the Middleweight Grand Prix. And for that kind of block, and he actually beat Merlio did Quentin Rampage Jackson by unanimous decision. This is the 5th time Merlio's main event at Pride event, 2nd time for Quentin. Both fighters are world-ranked light heavyweights, as Merlio is 1st and Quentin is 10th. As Merlio trains at Hoos Valley Tudo, which he has a whole record, or Jackson rather, has a whole record of 1-1 against other members of that team. Obviously, that's the Anderson Silva draw, and the loss, I'm assuming. As Quentin trains at Lion's Den, which Merlio has a whole record of 2-0 against other members of that team. As Merlio has won 3 of his last 5 fights for decision, and the Blurcast Stat Picks have it 7-0, which is kind of crazy. I know 2003 was a long time ago from 2007, but still, having that win over Merlio, I would have given at least Quentin a puncher's chance. He's somebody who's got a lot of power for sure, and that should be a very exciting fight. As the co-main event, Hightower, Simi Chalet, Last Emperor, Fedor Emelianenko, both are world-ranked super heavyweights. 6th for Simi Chalet, 12th for Fedor. Chalet having a significant weight advantage. He's got the 30 pounds on him, and he's got a 9-inch reach advantage, but still, the Blurcast Stat Picks have Fedor going 7-0. This is crazy, because obviously Fedor, I think if he can get in close to Chalet, which he probably will, and he'll be able to somehow take him down, which he usually does, even with big guys like that, he should be able to hold him down on the ground and use the Sambo to take advantage of a clinch situation and take him down, and be able to probably, I think he could finish him, but I'm going to say by submission. I'm going to say rear naked choke. That's how he's going to finish that one, but that's a crazy fight, though. That's a lot of fun. That's a real styles clash of affair there in the co-main event. It's Jens Evil Pulver taking on Joe Hurley. So they're both world-ranked welterweights, even though they're in the lightweight division here. Hurley has won 4 of his last 5 fights by decision. First time they have fought, Hurley has a significant weight advantage. Jens Pulver just lost his lightweight title to Toby Imada at American Bushido 14. This is now the 3rd time he's going to fight in 2007. He hasn't had a bad fight, and even then that was an average fight. Just look at those ratings there. He just can't have a bad fight, it seems like. Joe Hurley, on the other hand. Joe Hurley's a guy, he's 2-0 right now. He's beaten Pat Healy, and he's beaten Carl Uno. He just had a poor fight with Carl Uno, a split decision, and that was in April of 2007. But he's beaten some big names now. Obviously, you see there, he's beaten Pat Healy, Ryan Healy, Wanda Baraga, Carl Uno, as he's beaten Tatsuya Kawajiri. He's also lost to Tatsuya Kawajiri. He took on Dean Thomas at UFC 27, and even though he came up short, still, that's a big-time fight to have. He's taken on some big names, and he's beaten some big names. He's beaten Yves Edwards before the mod started, but this should be pretty fucking awesome. That's a fun lightweight fight, especially kind of middle of the card where there's a lot of big-time guys going. There's 4 heavyweight fights on this card, which, that's all, almost half. That's crazy to think about. That's actually half. That's right at half. As Kenny Florian and Yves Edwards, This is gonna be a tough one to call. I think they got it right with having the Blair staff packs being in Yves Edwards' favored, but Kenny Florian is 10-2, 3-1 in Pride of Sea. His only loss was to Gilbert Melendez, which is a tough loss. But I mean that's a tough fucking guy. As he's beaten Tetsuya Kawajiri. Speaking of Tetsuya Kawajiri, as really as far as that's definitely his biggest guy he's faced, and he tapped him out. Got him with a rear naked choke at Pride 35. That's a big time win, with Tetsuya Kawajiri. Yves Edwards, on the other hand, he's 0-2, hasn't had a win yet, but he's taken on some big fucking names. He's beaten some big names, and Ramino Sato, Jakeem Hansen, Dean Thomas. That's some big fucking names to be beaten. Right now, he's kind of on a bit of a losing streak. Obviously, he lost last 2 straight, and he hasn't had a win yet. It was a split decision loss to Gleison Tebow, but still, he could use a win. He could use some good luck going his way. It's another guy that I think you could kind of see how awesome that lightweight division was in the UFC from 2001 to 2005. Or, yeah, even 2006, we'll see with the average fight, but we'll stop it right there. We had the great fight in 06. So, yeah, from 2001 to 2006, just averaging good and great fights with just about everybody. And luckily now we have all those guys that were in that lightweight division. So this should be a very exciting lightweight bout. But yeah, I think Yves Edwards is going to finally get his first win in Pride of Sea as Ray Sugarfoot Cefo taking on Jerome LeBanner, as Cefo has finished 3 of his last 5 opponents. LeBanner has won in 3 years, December of 2004. First time they fought. LeBanner's going to have a 5 return advantage, but I don't think so matter. According to the Blurcast staff pick, 7-0. Ray Sugarfoot Cefo, 3-2. He's the Rookie of the Year of 2006, I want to say. Yeah. Basically, he's the current Rookie of the Year, as he's coming in off of beating Brad Morris and Ted Williams, but then again, looking at the ratings, sure, they're not great guys, but he's having good and great fights with them, so that's very telling. Jerome LeBanner, obviously a high-level kickboxer, 5-5. He's lost 3 straight, but again, another guy's had good and great fights with everybody. This fight is just destined to be a good to great fight. It's just destined to be. There's too many, they're exciting styles, they're fucking kickboxers. That's going to be a fun one, especially after this opener. We're seeing Brock Lesnar making his debut, taking on Yoshihiro Takayama. Sure, he's going to kill 40-year-old Takayama here, but this should be very, very fun. I mean, he's got the 5-inch reach advantage, making his pro debut. He's going to just murder poor Takayama here. There's really no way of going about it. That's, hopefully Takayama just somehow musters up the strength to take some of those heavy bombs that Brock's going to give him when he's in ground and pound, but that should be a lot of fun there. It's Clay, the Carpenter Guida, taking on Leonardo Santos. Santos are the one since January of 2005. Yeah, but he's got a big chance here against Clay Guida, which the betting lines have Santos as a big favorite to win. I definitely understand that. Leonardo Santos, 6-3 though, 0-2 in Pride of Sea, and he lost in WC his last fight in WC, so he's on a 3-fight losing streak. He's had good fights, he's had good fights with Thiago Tavares and Calavante and they were all in Brazilian Bushido. So now, finally, here in Japan for Pride 37, it's Clay Guida, 2-0. He's 6-0. He's beaten Sam Stout and Eddie Alvarez, and he's a guy who's been on just all the American Bushido cards. So he's now making his first time in Japan, so that's fun. Just 2 guys' first time in Japan. Leonardo Santos is probably going to get the win there, which is tough to see Clay Guida get his first loss. But I wouldn't count out Clay Guida. I wouldn't count him out. Shane Carwin against Tom the Big Cat Erickson. Tom Erickson hasn't won since July of 2004. Poor Shane Carwin coming off a loss to Daniel Puder at Pride FC Worldwide 3 as I lost in his big debut, and he put that fight together thinking he would kill Daniel Puder. Now we got a fight with Tom Erickson. 9-7 in Pride FC. He's on a 3-fight losing streak. Just came back against Mark Kerr at Shockwave. Mark Kerr's kind of big return in Pride FC, if I remember correctly. I believe that was it. He might have one fight before then, but obviously Mark Kerr has been on a bit of a warpath since coming back from rings. And there's also been Rothwell, which is another guy who's been on a tear. And Gary Goodrich at February 2005. It's obviously he's getting out of his prime, definitely. And he's 43 years old. You never know when he's going to hang it up. We have a lot of old heavyweights in our division, and we're just kind of making sure that these newer guys are coming in are going to take on the old guard and see if they can take them out here. This the brutal sport of MMA where the old and the declining stars get fed to the young and hungry up and coming guys, and they're probably going to get murdered here. Shane Carwin's got an 8-inch reach advantage. But, Blurcast Stat Picks, Tom Erickson has the advantage, according to them, as it's 5-2. I would back Shane Carwin, but I backed him before and he lost, so what do I fucking know? We'll see, though. It's kicking off the show in the prelims. As, 2-1, 15-7-1. Obviously, both wrestlers, but Shane Carwin has the boxing experience. Both in the minuses, minus 130, minus 110. Chicago, Illinois, Denver, Colorado. I mean, this should be a lot of fun here. 260-pound heavyweights. I mean, this is fucking... It was crazy. This is a lot of mass involved. As Mario Yamasaki's the referee, ringside judges, fight begins. Look, they'd rather see a step in and grapple from Erickson, but Carwin simply took the initiative first. Can't connect with a jab, and then catches Erickson with a crunching right hook. They both have the same idea, the clinch. Erickson managed to aggressively get a good position to clinch and looking to muscle him against ropes. He can't do it, though. Carwin gets more dominant position in the grapple instead. Carwin's looking to push him against ropes. He does so, and now, there's a short, sharp, right uppercut, wobbling him now after some dirty boxing, as Erickson waits for the dirty boxing to get started, then quickly using his wrestling to turn him around. So now his back is up against the ropes. Now Erickson's just going to put all of his weight on him. He remained there for the next 30 seconds. Still presses up against him. Some more dirty boxing. Yamasaki brings him back into the center, as Shane Carwin's already blown up. But he can't connect with a jab. There's another beautiful right uppercut, and he knocks him out with that uppercut. Big win for Shane Carwin, as that's 3-1 now. Finally gets his win in Pride FC. Tom Erickson getting knocked the fuck out by an uppercut. You hate to see it. But at least, he lasted a good bit. I thought the first uppercut in the clinch up against the ropes was going to be the one to knock him out. But didn't even phase him, really. As Shane Carwin name checks all of his sponsors and thanks all of his fans who turn out to support him. The interviewer asked who he'd be interested in fighting next. He replies that Roy Nelson would be a tough challenge. He'd be one he'd be interested in trying. Yeah, I mean, that's two guys, very similar builds. Obviously, Shane Carwin, though, is a fucking gorilla of a human. And Roy Nelson has a gut on him for sure. That'd be a fun fight. I mean, obviously, two high-level wrestlers. That'd be an interesting one. It's Clay the Carpenter Guida taking on Leonardo Santos. 6-3, 6-0. Johannesburg, Illinois. Rio de Janeiro, Brazil. Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu Wrestling. Ricardo Almeida. Jiu-Jitsu. Enzo Gracie Jiu-Jitsu. Plus 430 for Clay the Carpenter Guida. It's a tough one to come back from in Clay Guida, but Leonardo Santos is looking to get his first win in Pride FC. As Mario Yamasaki staying out there, being the ref for this one. Pre-fight stare down is almost comical, obviously. Leonardo Santos 6-1, Clay Guida 5-7. There we go, they touch gloves. Guida moves in and clinches. Guida's looking to try and take him down. Can't get it past can't get the takedown. As Santos wrestles his way into a dominant position. Now looking to muscle Guida up against ropes. He does so. Looking to reap a leg with a sharp sweep there. He's got the outside leg trip, sweeps him down, and now he's left on his back pulling guard, looking to get past the guard. He eventually passes with only the half guard, as he may have been passed, but Guida's making Santos work very hard on the ground. Some right hands to the body. Looking to pass again from half guard to side control. He does so excellently, getting side control. As Guida's making it as hard as possible for him to get out of half guard. So, I mean, this is a great sign for Clay Guida. It keeps him from, it's taken a while, at least. It's 4 minutes, and now he's finally trying to get the mount. And he rolls up his back. Oh, this is not looking good. Now he's looking to get both hooks in. Guida tries to turn over and sweep it again. Do it, looking for the rear naked choke without getting the hooks in. It's not going to happen. Trying to get him off his back as Clay Guida, but it's not happening either. Oh, but he actually does. Wow. As Guida turns Santos over and gets free, and they both end up scrambling back to their feet. As Guida gets in close clinches with Santos, looking for a trip takedown. I don't think he's going to be able to get the takedown, but he's still doing a good job of at least trying for takedowns. Looking for another sweep. He's got it. He's got side control, looking for mount. He loses control momentarily, trying to get to mount. Scramble begins as Santos ends up in half guard. As now there's a few right hands. Takes a moment to try and pass half guard. As Guida doesn't let Santos get his leg free, so he keeps him there in half guard. Looking to get side control. As there's some small strikes, Clear just taking a moment to catch his breath. Looking for a Darce choke from side control. Guida blocks that. Unloads some right hands. Guida deals with him comfortably to end out the round. So yeah, Clay Guida, he's surviving. He's not doing a lot. Obviously, it's a bit outmatched, and that's, I feel real bad. Obviously, should have known better, with a minus 550. Obviously, it's very one-sided. But, Clay Guida's still trying. Yeah, I wouldn't count him out. As seeing his opponent's about to shoot in, Guida timed it well, starts moving for the clinch. Can't get the takedown. Looking for it again, though. Can't get the trip. Looking to now sweep a leg of Santos. He's got it, no problem. Inside control, looking for a Kimura. Defends himself well, trying to start to get from side control to mount. Struggles, but he can't mount. Guida looking for it again. Can't get mount. Looking for an arm triangle. Guida defends that well. Looking for an arm bar. Defends that. Black Procs being main referee stands him up with a minute left in the second. Guida gets in close. Looking for the clinch. They're going to take him down. He can't take him down again. He's looking for it again. He can't have it. As grappling doesn't last long as soon as they break apart. And that's the end of the second round. Obviously, Leonardo Santos, I mean, really nothing happened. You know, he just tried for submissions, tried for passes. He got the one takedown, but that was it. And Clay just can't get that takedown. As Guida is quickly back up to the stool, psyched up, looking ready to look for a finish that he now needs to win this one. Moving in fast, Guida wrestles way into down position to clinch. He's got him clinched, looking for the takedown. He just can't. Oh, he's got it! There we go. He's finally got that takedown. Clearly worried about the submission threat. Guida keeps it very tight to Santos, peppering on short strikes. Santos strikes Guida into close control, then hits him with a couple short punches. Guida keeps tight to Santos, peppering him with short strikes. Trying to sleep on the bottom. An elevated sweep succeeds in unbalancing Guida, resulting in the fighter scrambling for position. Guida somehow winds up underneath Santos on north-south. Santos gives up the north-south position in favor, sliding over to side control, looking for an Americana. Looking for an armbar. I mean, God bless Leonardo Santos. He's thrown just about every type of submission at Clay Guida, and he just can't do it. Now looking for a crucifix. Can't get the crucifix. Throws a few strikes. Clear, just slowing things down at this point. Looking to get mount. Takes the back instead as Guida rolled over. Looking for the rear naked choke. Doesn't allow it. Man, Clay Guida survived. He finally got that takedown. And, I mean, he did a good job when he had that takedown and was having a good job. But Leonardo Santos just a little too skilled for him. And that one, I just wish I should have gave Clay Guida a better chance of actually keeping on that undefeated streak instead of giving him Leonardo Santos just a tough fight to just give Leonardo Santos his first win in Pride FC. As, yeah, I mean, Leonardo Santos is going to win that one by unanimous decision. Still a really good fight, and should have no shame, should Clay Guida have. I mean, that's a tough opponent to be a plus 430 underdog and give him a hell of a fight. Much respect to Clay Guida. I mean, yeah, praising him for the tough fight. Thanks to everyone connected in, so Gracie Jiu-Jitsu, helping him prepare for the fight as well, and sponsors supporting him financially as main card opener, Brock Lesnar, Minneapolis, Minnesota. 6'3", 265. They got on Yoshihiro Takayama, 40-year-old Takayama. He's a plus 720 underdog. 6'5", 265. Catch wrestling. No teams for both guys. This is going to be fucking crazy. I mean, this is exactly what we need in this world. Mario Yamasaki's our referee. Again, he's staying out there. Ringside judges roar from the crowd as Takayama enters. He's from around here. Fight begins. Takayama throws a punch, but Lesnar avoids it as he's taking that chance to grab him into a clinch. There's some dirty boxing, trying to muscle up against the ropes. He's got him pinned now. There's a short right uppercut that rocks him. Ugly but effective tactic there as Lesnar's pressing down on him. Next minute becomes a stalemate. We didn't need that, as neither fighter risked leaving a crucial opening. Smithing him against the ropes, Takayama's just trapped there. Come on, Yamasaki, break it up. Let's bring him back in the... There we go. Breaks him up. Moving in, Lesnar appears willing to risk getting hit if that gets close enough to grapple. There's a 1-2 combo from Takayama. Lesnar avoids both of them. Moves in fast and clinches with Takayama. Again, using his wrestling to lean on him, does it. And he's stuck with his back to the ropes. There's another short right uppercut. Well, it's just, I mean, Takayama is being completely dominated, as we expected. I was just hoping Brock would actually try for a double leg or something and really pound the fuck out of him. But some nice short uppercuts, though, from Lesnar. That's a couple he's hit, as he's still just kind of pressing him up against the ropes. 60 seconds goes by with something of a stalemate happening. Yamasaki brings him back into the center yet again. Lesnar and Takayama breathing a little heavier now. There's a 1-2, but doesn't land either blow. And, of course, Lesnar is going to take that opportunity to clinch up. Defends himself with an attempted knee strike. Oh, he's got the underhooks now looking for the takedown. He can't take... Wow. I mean, good shit for Takayama for stuffing that takedown as Lesnar hits Takayama with some short strikes to the side of the head while grappling, Jesus, as Takayama gets caught with a couple of nice short punches as Lesnar using some dirty boxing to inflict some punishment. Using his wrestling skills, Lesnar is trying to push Takayama against the ropes. He does so. Now Takayama's stuck with his back to the ropes. He's trapped up against the ropes. Some dirty boxing. As Takayama's just trying to keep him wearing him. I mean, Lesnar just wearing him down by forcing him to put all of his 265 pounds on him. And that's the end of the round. That's tough. because obviously you see there Brock's landing a lot of shots, but I just wish he was trying to finish the fight. So, second round now. 1-2 from Takayama. Lesnar was equal to it. Takayama's pretty much blown up. Lesnar grabs him. Some short strikes to the side of the head and looking for the underhooks now. He's got it. And now looking for the takedown. There we go. Sweeps the legs hard and takes Takayama down hard. He's got the back. Yeah, he's pounds away, but not able to land many clean shots. Now there's some massive rights. Takayama's getting killed. There we go. Takayama goes limp for a second. Yamasaki leaps in to stop the fight. You're winning by TKO. Is Brock Lesnar 1-0 to start it off. Takayama 3-7. What's he lost now? I want to say 4 straight. No, 3 straight. Got one more, and then we'll probably send him down the rings. I'm surprised he hasn't retired yet at 40 years old. But, I mean, Brock, what a perfect debut. Wish he would have done that in the first round, so we would have got the first round over with, but hey, we'll take it. Brock Lesnar thanks his sponsors, all of his fans, celebrates winning his debut fight in Pride. Yeah, that's the innate charisma that allows him to get a good reaction during these interviews. Yeah, that's what we needed in our lives. So it's Brock Lesnar and Pride FC. I know he was gonna. The idea was to have him take on Mark Hunt. I want to say it was Mark Hunt. Maybe it was somebody else. In his the Pride FC. Maybe it was not the Pride FC show in the U.S. They were gonna do a Dynamite show in the U.S. I think they wanted to have it be Brock and Mark Hunt, but they just could not get it together. I think Mark Hunt had visa issues and maybe something else happened, but that would have been awesome. That would have been fucking crazy. As moving on, the next fight. Ray Sugarfoot Cefo taking on Jerome Lee Banner. Couple of high-level kickboxers here. This is the dream. This is what we need. Greg Jackson's mixed martial arts for Ray Sugarfoot Cefo. Minus 260, plus 200. This is it. It's going to be very, very fun. This should be over in the first, but depending on what they do, maybe someone's trying to clinch up with the other one and push them up against the ropes. Then maybe it'll last to the second or the third. But I'm expecting someone to get knocked the fuck out. As Hideki Naguma's a referee, ringside judges. Round 1, both fighters moving and engage. Cefo's off target with a left jab. Hits the right cross, though. LeBanner finds a way past his opponent's guard and lands a sharp one, too. They engage. As Cefo's well off target with a head kick. As he missing the left jab, but also the wide of the mark of the head kick attempt. Both fighters step in to strike. LeBanner parries away the right head kick and counters the brace of jabs, followed by a low kick that does not connect. Both fighters moving and engage. Cefo is left exposed after the right hook missing. Gets countered with a right head kick, and there Cefo looks unsteady on his feet as he retreats and he tries to cover up that last blow. It's really rocked him. He winds up backed up against the ropes, nowhere to go. LeBanner tries to capitalize on the massive right hand, but Cefo avoids that. As Cefo clears his head, circles way back from the ropes into the center again. Both fighters meet in the center. There's a left kick to the body from Cefo. There's two of the flurry of quick punches as well off target, though with a head kick attempt. Two fighters engage with strikes. Neither fighter can land a significant shot there. Cefo lands a 1-2 there. There's a good angle from LeBanner. Who lands a nice 1-2 as well. Exchange of strikes sees both fighters fail to land anything significant. They meet in the center and they start to strike. There's a launching a right head kick that did some damage. Cefo lands 2 jabs but has a right hand taken on the gloves. As Cefo backs off again. Another head kick that dazes him. But he's alert enough to cover up and retreat. LeBanner follows, sensing that this is his chance to end the fight now. He moves in close and knocks Cefo out with a beautiful right uppercut from underneath the guard. What a fucking uppercut. What a win for Jerome Lee Banner. Poor Ray Sugarfoot Cefo losing his debut, but that was exactly what I wanted. Exactly what we needed. Nothing like some high-level kickboxing on a card to get the crowd fucking jam-packed for it. That was awesome. Exactly what we needed. There. Jerome Lee Banner thanks the sponsors, thanks all the fans. He says he wasn't really happy. Oh, he's really happy, rather. It's like, what the fuck? But yeah, he's really happy with the finish, and then that his punch power is one of his main weapons. That is for sure. Another one here is Ken Florian taking on Yves Edwards, our first lightweight, or our second, rather, as our second lightweight fight of this actual card, but the first on the main card. As, yeah, I mean, this is a tough one, but it's plus 100, minus 130. I'm not counting on Yves Edwards. Obviously he has the betting lines advantage. I think Vegas has got this one right. Some thug jitsu from Yves Edwards, the Muay Thai jiu-jitsu for Kenny Florian, Henzo Gracie jiu-jitsu, no team for Yves Edwards. It should be an exciting lightweight bout. Hideki Naguma's a referee, ringside judges, opening bell, they touch gloves. Exchange of strikes sees both fighters failing anything significant. As Kenny Florian steps forward and the strike exchange begins, Edwards hits a jab. Can't connect the step strikes, the scores of the right roundhouse kick to the ribs. Can't connect the step strikes, but there's another right cross. As Edwards can hit the set left jab, there's a nice straight right hand, and there is some noticeable gash above the eye now of Kenny Floyd. He has been opened up with that shot. Kenny Floyd gets a hold of Edwards, looking to push him against the ropes. He does so. There's a foot stomp, looking for the foot stomp, but Edwards takes the opportunity to turn him around, so now he's the one in a dominant position. Lands a few quick punches to the side of the head. Edwards looking to try and take him down, but that's not happening. It's Kenny Floyd instead wrestling his way into controlling the grapple, looking for a trip takedown of himself, and he's got it. It's a great, excellent outside leg trip, sweeping him down, and now he's left on his back in side control as Floyd fires off some handful of punches, trying to move the guard, but Floyd doesn't allow it. That's interesting, going from guard there as or rather Edwards was. Okay, I was like, what the fuck? As Floyd keeps Edwards guessing with a few quick strikes, fires off some punches, so they don't have any great force. Edwards trying to move the guard, that's not happening. Looking for an armbar. Kenny Floyd defends himself well there. He's trying to transition the guard, can't manage it. Looking for another looking for an arm drag this time now, but Edwards does not allow that to happen as well. Tries to transition the guard. Floyd throws a few right hands, takes a moment to plan ahead, trying to move the guard. Floyd doesn't allow it. Referee stands back up. Edwards whirly circling, looking for the opening he needs. As Floyd can't connect the jab, but then hits Edwards with a straight right. Two fighters come together and strike, but it's really 10 of nothing comes of it. You gotta stop the action as they were looking on the cut on Florian. Doctor seems happy that's not going to be a fight ender. Here we go. As Florian fails to find him his jab, it hits a leg kick though on Edwards. There's a two-punch combo, but Edwards avoids both of them. Sees the opportunity after the two missed strikes. Edwards shoots in, looking for the takedown, and it is successful. But Kenny Florian left his neck exposed, or Edwards rather, left his neck exposed, and Florian grabs a guillotine on the way down, and he's got it. Kenny Florian with a guillotine after the takedown attempt. That is a tough one for Yves Edwards. He's doing that. Going for the double leg, leaving the neck exposed. Kenny Florian doing a great job with the guillotine. Making him 11-2 now. What a fucking run Kenny Florian's on. As 20-12 will be Yves Edwards, who has now lost 3 straight. As that is tough. But Kenny Florian, that's a huge win. After beating Tatsuya Kawajiri, now Yves Edwards. Kenny Florian is going to be a problem in this lightweight division. It's looking like he's going to take on a big name. Because, Yves Edwards has beaten some big guys. And I would love to see Kenny Florian move up in the rankings, that is for sure. And take on a top 15 guy, that'd be huge. Kenny, giving thanks to Kenny Florian, praises his team at Enzo Gracie Jiu-Jitsu. Obviously, a sponsor, all the fans gamble support him, and gives a show of respect to his opponent. That was a really good fight. As now, our next lightweight bout, our final lightweight bout, Jin's Little Evil Pulver taking on Joe Hurley, 17-6-1, 17-4-1. Very similar records. Boxing, shoot fighting, Greg Jackson's mixed martial arts, The Pit, Middendorf, Iowa, Walnut Creek, California, 29 years old, 31 years old, 5'7", 161, 5'8", 161. Minus 260 for Jens Pulver, the former lightweight champion. Plus 200 for Joe Hurley. This is going to be an exciting lightweight bout. Very much a clash of styles, but they can kind of do everything, so this should be a lot of fun. Mario Saki's our referee, ringside judges. Even though Hurley may have weighed in the same as Pulver yesterday, he clearly has a significant weight advantage now. I'm sure he's fighting at like 170, maybe 175 even. We are underway. Pulver steps forward looking to strike. Hurley misses the left-handed exchange. Pulver fools Hurley with a clever feint. Lands a left hand and a right to the ribs. What a good shot there. As Pulver comes forward, there's a counter left hand from Hurley. Falls for the feint yet again. Left vulnerable for attack. That's 1-2 but fails to land. Either fighter can land anything damaging as they stand and trade some shots. Quick exchange of strikes does not lead to anything. Pulver comes forward on the attack. There's a counter jab. Jab is wide from Pulver, then scores with the right cross and lands hard. Pulver comes forward looking to strike. As there's a crunching right hook after a nice jab. Just a boxing display from Jens Pulver here. As missing with the left hand is Hurley. Throws a 1-2, but Hurley avoids both of them. Steps in looking to strike. Quick flurry of punches, but Pulver sees 3 of the 4 of them hit. As I'm trying to pick up my phone, and that's what I get. Sorry, everyone, for that. As 2 fighters come forward and engage. Feint is bought entirely by Hurley yet again. Missing the big right hand, allowing Pulver to counter with a jab and or a hook to the body that fails to land, though. Pulver studying his opponent. He's really got him figured out already, I would say. Looking pretty relaxed, confident at this point. Exchange of strikes happens at relatively close range. Nothing really lands. Pulver steps forward, looking to strike. Hurley fires off a counter jab, as there's 2 quick punches, but doesn't hit either of them. 2 fighters engage in strikes, but neither can land anything worthwhile. There's some great speed there from Joe Hurley, trying to shoot in on Pulver. He's got the takedown. Looking to pass now. Struggles, but cannot find a way past and remains stuck in guard. Lanes back to avoid a couple of wild swings from Pulver from the bottom, keeping him guessing a few quick strikes. Trying to catch Hurley with a punch, but it's off target. Looking to pass to get side control. He's able to pass, but doesn't have enough time to secure it before Pulver starts to scramble. As Jens Pulver looking to be on his back, though, so Hurley kind of just wins out on that scramble. Does a few strikes, clearly just slowing things down so he can catch his breath. Look at the trying to get to guard again is Pulver. That ain't happening. Look to get mount, and then looking for a sweep, but it just gets rolled up and gives up his back instead. Looking for the rear naked choke. Oh, that could have been it right there for Jens Pulver. But he fights it off. Looking to get him off his back. That's not happening. Looking for the rear naked choke. Stops the arm from going underneath the chin there. Does well in blocking that body triangle. Can't sweep him either. Oh, he's looking to get both looks in, but again, Pulver's blocking him. He's just trying to survive this round. He does. What a great job from Joe Hurley. Sure, it was looking like Pulver was going to be able to stand up with him and have no problem. But that big takedown might have got him that opportunity to win the round. He landed more shots. He got the takedown. They were pretty split as far as who was actually dictating the fight and pushing the pace. Pulver was doing a great job when they were standing, obviously, and Joe Hurley, when he got that takedown, really changed the fight. And he even almost finished them with a rear naked choke. That's a great first round for both guys. You know, they both have something to work for, and now we'll see what happens in the second and third. Here we go. Two fighters engaged. Pulver again opens Hurley up with a great feint. As he dodges the right hand, this Pulver counterattacks with a jab and a left hook to the body. They stand and trade in the center of the ring. Neither fighter can land a good shot, though. Pulver closes in on Hurley, looking to unleash some strikes. There's a jab, and then a beauty of a straight right. He's just doing a great job landing just about everything. As Pulver may have hurt his own hand on that last punch, though, that is not good. Exactly what you don't need for Jens Pulver, as he may have done some major damage to that hand, and that's going to really affect the striking. He's doing a great job striking. That's definitely going to hurt him. They stand and trade blows. Neither fighter can land anything. There's a halfway point. Pulver comes forward. There's a counter jab from Hurley. As again, Hurley successfully Pulver successfully feints and leaves Hurley vulnerable. Keeps on biting on those feints. Pulver throws a 1-2 combo, but Hurley avoids both of them. Both fighters come in and strike. Pulver throws a 2-punch combo, but Hurley maintains his good guard and is safe. Hurley can't hit the right cross, as Pulver misses the right hook and gets countered with the jab and right hook that's ducked. Pulver comes forward, and the two fighters exchange strikes, as Hurley throws a counter left but doesn't connect. There's a 2-punch combo, but Hurley avoids both of them. For the first time, Pulver's starting to breathe a little heavier. Looking a bit tense, Pulver moves around the ring. They engage in strikes. Pulver misses the right hook and leaves some of them to be countered with the right hook. The quick exchange of strikes does not produce any damage. Hurley comes in looking for a takedown. Pulver partially defends it and ends up popping on one foot while Hurley has a hold of the other one. Hurley drafts Pulver against the ropes, and that's the end of the second. Tough one to call. They were kind of bit of a stalemate, but I think Jens Pulver won the round. Wish that a lot more action would have took place there, but Jens Pulver hurting his own hand has definitely affected him. And now it's going to come down to this last round here. Here we go. Exchange strikes doesn't go anywhere. Pulver throws a punch, doesn't hit it though. Hurley quickly shoots in on Pulver, almost stops the takedown, just topping on one leg. Looking to push him against slopes, now looking for the takedown. That's not good for Jens Pulver there. That's a takedown, and he's got the back. Looking to get the body triangle, trying to turn him over, sweep Hurley. It's not happening. He's just going to look to survive now as Jens Pulver prevents himself from falling into even more serious damage, or serious trouble rather, is blocking Hurley. Tries to sweep him. I mean, they're just fighting for those body triangles, and Pulver's doing a great job of fighting it off. Pulver finally gets a scramble, and they're both back on their feet. They exchange in the center. Pulver has a right hand blocked. There's some superb bobbing and weaving past his two punches there, showing off that boxing display. But, I mean, that one, thanks to the takedown, and them not landing any strikes, and them literally fighting on the ground for 4 minutes, nothing really happened that round besides the takedown. So Joe Hurley wins that round. This is going to be a tough one to call. I'd say Pulver won the second, and it's tough on the first. Joe Hurley had that takedown, and someone's going to get robbed, that's for sure. We got a split decision for sure. Yeah, Pulver with one, Hurley with one, and Hurley wins it by split decision. That's a tough one, because obviously looking at the fight metrics, though, it looks like Joe Hurley landed more shots. He got the takedowns, he was 50%, and he did a good job as far as ground passes. I think the right guy won there. I would have loved to see Jens Pulver not hurt his hand, and would have loved to see him finish off the fight with two, solid hands, but that injury definitely cost him, for sure. That's a tough loss. Tough loss there. Big upset, though, for Joe Hurley. So I gotta take a swig for the working man. As given thanks, Joe Hurley praises his team at the pit. Fair response to the fans came out supporting him. He says that he isn't happy about the result. It should have been a clear decision victory. Which, I mean, I do kind of get that, but still. Jens Pulver's doing a great job initiating the fight and doing a great job as far as standing and was really getting him on the feints as well. Just sucks that the injury kind of cost him that one. Coming in event time. Hightower, Simi Chalet taking on the Last Emperor. Fedor Emelianenko, 12-4, 21-14. Holland and Russia, 6 foot, 230, 6'11", 260. I cannot wait to see the stare. I wish I could see the stare now. That is fucking crazy. Kickboxing, Sambo, Red Devil Sport, no team for Simi Chalet, plus 250, minus 300 for Fedor. As man, Fedor, he's had a tough go of it, as of late. After getting robbed in Brazil against Big Nog. And he lost to him legitimately by the armbar at Pride 29. Beat Heath Herring, then lost to Sergey. Now obviously Sergey's champ. So he's now lost to 2 Pride Heavyweight champions. He beat Roman Savachka, then lost to Big Ben thanks to the guillotine off the takedown attempt. He beat Rico Rodriguez at Pride 35 at Kamikaze. Looking to get a huge win here against Simi Chalet. Maybe him and Sergey can have another fight in the future. That could be something, that could be a lot of exciting fight there. Obviously, 2 high-level Sambo guys. But, he's got to get through Hightower, Simi Chalet. Where Simi Chalet is, sure, he's 21-14. He just lost to Big Nog, obviously, at Shockwave, thanks to a knee. But, he's taking on some big names and beating them. He's beaten Pedro Rizzo. He's beaten Andre Arlovsky. So, I would have, he's taken on even some big names in the UFC, and Gam McGee and Mike Russo, and, he's beaten Ken Shamrock, whatever that's worth. 20 seconds knocked him out. I would love to see him do well here, but I just don't see it happening. I just don't see him beating Fedor. Fedor's just too skilled for him. But it should be exciting co-main event, that is for sure. Hideki Nagumo's our referee here. Ringside judges, I'm just going to start the timer because I want to take a swig again. As, yes, major size disadvantage here. Alright. We can stop it. As Chalet lands a jab and then hits a nice straight right hand that lands hard. Chalet doing a great job so far standing with him. There's a left jab and there's a crunching right hook as he's stalking him forward, pressuring Fedor. And, I mean, that's it. Here's the thing, though. If he uses his reach advantage, which he definitely should, he's got like a 9-inch reach advantage, he could dominate Fedor standing where Fedor can't even get in close. But there's some 2 counter jabs. He can hit the sub left jab and then catches Fedor with the right hook. Chalet comes forward and the 2 fighters start trading blows here. Fedor counters with 2 left hands. Connects to the jab and finds something midair on the big right. Backing off, hits a weak left hand. Jab is wide from Chalet and hits a nice right hook to the ribs. Great job from Chalet going for a full body attack, from body and looking for the hooks. And as there's Fedor with a left hand, left jab. Fedor avoids, rather. There's a big right. Fedor warily circling, looking for the opening he needs to initiate some grappling. There's a 2-punch combo. Fedor avoids both of them yet again. Fedor seizing that chance, grabs Chalet into a clinch. Nice knee strike from the grapple. Catches Chalet to the side of the stomach. Trying to wrestle Chalet backwards up against the ropes. He does so, pins him to the ropes. Looking for a fucking suplex. Dear God, what a fucking suplex-style slam as he picks up the 6'11", 260 Simi Chalet and drives him down. I would have paid good fucking money to see that. I mean, Fedor fires off some punches now, trying to pass. He does. It's only half guard, though. A few right hands to the body, keeps him guessing. In half guard, Fedor catches the body. Contentious, throw a couple punches to the body there as looking to catch his breath. Again, Fedor just body punching. Look, just more body punching. Trying to work out of half guard. It allows the pass, which is a ploy to scramble. This Chalet, as Fedor ends up pushing down Chalet, who's facing him up in a turtle up position. Oh, there's a fucking kick to the side of the head. That's tough, as now, hearing more kicks are coming, Chalet just rolls onto his back and guard. As Chalet with an up kick. And now he's got some type of ground, looking for some type of ground control. Fedor comes around the raised legs, gets side control out of it. Takes a knee strike to the ribs, but it's unsuccessful. But it succeeded, rather, in unbalancing Fedor enough that there's little to no power to that. Fedor throws a few right hands. Looking for an armbar. Doesn't allow it, though. As there's a knee strike to the ribs. Or, sorry, rather, knee strike to the ribs. Inside control, Fedor catches his breath, rather. Jeez, continues to throw a couple punches to the body. Fedor pounds away with rights, fails to land anything significant, and that is the end of the first round. Man, that was a great start for Simi Chalet. Great start. But then Fedor got that fucking suplex. It was all over. He was in Fedor's world. Yeah, I mean, Fedor, if he definitely won that round. He's got to keep it up, and he'll be fine. But it's tough, though. With Chalet, he was able to do it in a 10-minute round. Now it's a 5-minute round. Now it's going to be a lot tougher to get into the close guard of Simi Chalet and get a suplex. So Chalet counters the right hand with a quick head kick. Fedor staggers backwards, comes up. There's a big shot, and Chalet smashing through the big right hand. And down he goes. There's a knockdown. Chalet, sensing victory, starts unloading with punches. There is some powerful shot for powerful shot. And Takayama's got to jump in to stop the fight. Fedor has been knocked out. Simi Chalet wins it. What a fucking fight. Dear God, what a win for Simi Chalet. Coming out the second round and just clobbering. Big head kick, wobbled him, went through the guard with a big punch, knocked him out. What a fucking fight. What a hell of a co-main event. That's a main event anywhere in the world. But thanks to our big-time main event of a middleweight title fight, it was sadly the co-main. But that's a hell of a fight. Chalet name checks all of his spots, then thanks all of his fans for supporting him, and asks who he'd like to face next. He answers he still wants to face Josh Barnett. I mean, that's a tough fight for Simi Chalet, but if he wants that fight, we'll make it happen. Main event time. Quentin Rampage Jackson taking on Merlio Ninja Hua. 19-3 in Merlio Ninja Hua. One of his 3 losses came to Quentin Rampage Jackson. 12-4-1. Rampage coming in off of a 3-5-1 streak, beating the likes of Keith Jardine, Mario Sparrow, and Dan Anderson. It's crazy that he's lost to Alan Goes twice, Anderson Silva, and Chuck Liddell. Alan Goes, beating him not once but twice will always be hilarious, but he's beaten Merlio. He's beaten Rich Franklin. Beating Ron Faircloth. He's beaten some big names in the middleweight division. Is it finally time, though? He's getting his first title fight, too. He's beaten, him and Chuck was, basically the main event in the finals of the middleweight Grand Prix, from what I remember. And then having Anderson Silva not once but twice, having the split draw, and getting knocked out by Anderson Silva. Going off of that to Alan Goes again. It's tough couple of fights, but now he's back. And he's getting some big-time wins. He's put on some good performances as well. Merlio, on the other hand, a guy who has only lost to Quentin Rampage Jackson, Chuck Liddell, and Vitor Belfort. So they both have that in common. They both lost to Chuck. This is, he's beaten Anderson Silva. He's beaten Ron Faircloth. He's beaten Jeremy Horn, which maybe that's not a big deal. But he's beaten Anderson Silva not once but twice. That's just huge. He's beaten Chuck Liddell also in the past. That was at Pride 23. It's, I would love to see that fight again. Have the trilogy between him and Chuck. Maybe that will happen, as far as, obviously Chuck beating the hell of a fight with Chuck Liddell and Dan Anderson. Maybe that will be up next for Chuck. Will be a Merlio fight for the trilogy, for the title. You never say never. I mean, Rampage, though, I wouldn't count him out. Plus 230. It's an underdog, but it's still, I think he's got an advantage standing. But Merlio with his Muay Thai, if he can get him in the clinch, is going to be bad news. This is a hell of a fight. I mean, I can't stress this enough. I think it even has a chance to be a better fight than the co-main event. That co-main event was fucking crazy. So, I mean, this is going to be a hell of a card if all things go well in this main event here. Prime middleweight title on the line. Yuji Shimada's referee, ringside judges. Even though they both weighed in at 205, Quentin's probably fighting at 225, if I had to guess. Opening bell. Jackson doesn't touch gloves, draws some heat from the crowd. Closing the distance, obviously looking to strike. There's a punch, but who avoids it. Two fighters stand and trade strikes. Either land a significant blow, though. There's a takedown attempt from Hua, and Jackson cannot stop that. Oh, looking for a leg lock. Jackson keeps that the tight guard and stops that from being applied. Trying to pull Hua in close, peppering with short strikes. Looking for another leg lock. Defends that again. Trying to catch Hua with a punch. It's off target, though. Another third time to try. Nope, not going to happen. As Hua gets pulled in tight, takes a couple of short, sharp punches to the side of the face. Looking forward for a fourth time. That's not happening. Merlio really needs to have a different idea. Fifth time. No, not happening. As close control again. Is Quentin just doing a great job pulling him down and hitting him with some couple of short punches. A sixth time. Stop it. Just stop it, Merlio. Fucking go for something else. Finally, referee stands back up. They come together and strike. Brief exchange of fire, but neither can land anything. Jackson can't connect with the right hand. There's a body kick, but comes up short from Hua. Is Merlio coming forward, willing to take a few shots. There's a punch, but Merlio avoids it and clinches up with Quentin, muscling up against the ropes. As now there's a sharp stomp there. looking for a trip. He's got it. It's a slick trip. He's left out into side control. There's some knees to the ribs, looking to go from side control to mount. And they find themselves scrambling, though, as Jackson does not want to be mounted, obviously. As Merlio manages to come out on top, pulling half guard, is quitting. There's a few right hands to the body. Tries to break free and scramble, but Merlio keeps him trapped. There's a few right hands, takes a moment to plan ahead, trying to get his leg free. As Merlio is just too skilled. Passing from half guard to side control, looking for another knee bar. Oh, and he's got it this time. As Jackson gets caught in the knee bar, and it's deep enough so he has to tap out. Merlio gets the win by submission right before the end of the first round. And he has successfully defended his title yet again. Tough loss for Quinton. I mean, he really did not do anything. I don't think he landed. He landed 4 shots. I mean, that was just complete domination. It sucks because Merlio went for 5 fucking, leg locks in succession. They stood him back up. Merlio was able to get him and for another takedown. Just Merlio has such a great game plan, and it's a tough guy to beat. That's a tough man to beat in Merlio Ninja Hua. Merlio thanks to everyone connected to Who's Valley Tutor, helping him prepare for the fight, and all of his sponsors supporting him financially, as with the prime middleweight title around his waist, he celebrates continuing his reign as champion, and that will do it for this show. I mean, critical rating of 74, awesome. We had some good stuff. Not a bad fight on this entire card. A couple of decent stuff, but I would have loved to see, obviously, this fight again if Jens Pulver doesn't get hurt. The Fedor-Simi Chalet fight, talk about one of the greatest fights we ever had. I mean, that was incredible. Jerome Leonardo, Ray Cefo, that's some high-level kickboxing. And then Kenny Floyd and Yves Edwards. I mean, what a great win for Kenny Floyd in there, as he's beaten someone in the top 15. I was talking about, he needs to take someone on the top 15. He did, and he won. So maybe someone in the top 10 for Kenny Floyd. And we'll see. I would love to see him in the top 15. I would actually love to see him and Yves Edwards just flip spots in the rankings. Have Kenny Floyd be 14th, and then Yves Edwards at 22. I mean, Fedor losing to Simi Chalet. What a big win for Simi Chalet there. What a card. A lot of fun that one was. As thank you all for watching. We increased our pop as well. You always love that. Man, who to give? I mean, I'm going to give a performance bonus to both guys. That one was an awesome fight there. That was a whole lot of fun. I'm going to give some love to Kenny Floyd as well. We're going to hand out a lot of performance bonuses for that one. That one, exciting stuff. Exciting fucking stuff there. Hell yeah. Giving it out. We still made $5 million. Merlio made $1 million. Almost $2 million just for himself. That's fucking crazy. Thank you all for watching, everyone. We'll catch you guys next time for more Pride FC in the year 2007. Take care, everyone.